How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to the Sleight of Hand podcast, Lavertill Rising. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably wondering where everyone else is. The good news is that we are moving forward with our podcast. We are going to be going back to some normalcy. We live in a county that is on stage 2 during this COVID-19, and fortunately, we'll be able to record in person in small groups again. So we are going to be focusing on our content for Elk and Arrow and March of the Fang again. With that being said, we were going to be wrapping up this Zoom D&D session, Lavertill Rising, and I'm just going to button it up with a quick little narration outro. I do encourage you guys, if you haven't listened to our other stuff, to please go like and subscribe either on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps us out tremendously. You can also find out updates on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can shoot us an email at the sleight-of-hand-podcast@gmail.com if you have any questions. We'd love to hear from you. But let's dive into this real quick. We pan over Lavertill in a time lapse as the city starts building and growing over time. The House of Sunderland, Shadecrest, and the elusive but powerful Lavertill family starts to show their collaborative reign. Over time, many of the bands of raiders, thieves, and gangs begin to be pushed out, and the ones that stick around try to hush and blend with the territory as the government starts to be settled in. The loud and proud ones like Caros were all hanged or either killed in the war for land as the battle ensued with the Bennets. The Bennets and their ships and their spies had tons of tactical points to give the Lavertills the much-needed information that they needed to be able to take over the beachfront, such as Bo and his men. They ended up burning and destroying the blue vials of drugs that our mercenaries found, allegedly never to be found again. We move in closer to the young Sylvana and her story and her continued practice of black magic. The young girl, as she grows older, becomes good friends with Elizabeth Shadecrest, who we know in Elk and Arrow to be Adam Shadecrest's sister. You can see as time moves on, Sylvana's fondness grows for Adam, and in traditional fashion, Adam pays no attention to her. She begins to find bitterness in her heart towards him, and she grows resentful. You see her behind this tree whispering and muttering, "I know you don't love me, Adam, but someday you will wish you did," as she watches from afar as Adam goes on a ride on Long Journey. We flash back into the dark jungle woods with our hired mercenaries surrounded by spiders. They begin to hear crushing as people start marching and surrounding in on him in the jungle. They start to see torch fires lit, and they see this menacing 7-foot-tall half-orc walk in to the opening. Matte black armor with the symbol of Bane almost looked like painted in blood. He's wearing this Spartan-like helmet with a green fray over the top, and his tusks kind of piercing out. He starts to snarl and kind of chuckle to himself as the mercenaries are inevitably surrounded by 20-plus men. Everything good or bad has a way of finding its place, as we all know. But history is ultimately written by the victors. Thank you again for watching and listening to Lavertill Rising. We appreciate it. It was our filler for our shelter in place. And if you guys are still in a place where you have to be sheltered in place, look for alternative outlets to be able to game. We strongly encourage you not stopping just because you're stuck at home. We have a surprise for you also. Next week, we will be releasing on our YouTube only a 4.5-hour battle royale with all of our characters from Lavertill Rising at level 20. You won't want to miss that, so please tune in and check it out on our YouTube. Thanks again, and we appreciate your support. Have a wonderful day.